Now, today I thought we would have a lesson, or maybe an experiment, of how much confidence is too much. To which extent can we go until it becomes a fucking delusion?
How much would you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10?
I personally would rate myself a 10.
I think I'm a 10 because I really think I'm pretty.
I think I'm a 10. I know I'm a 10. I'm confident that I'm a 10.
I'm a motherfucking 10.
Good for you.
I'm a 10. I'm fat, but I'm a 10.
Good for you. Good for you. You know that guy was not feeling it. He was like, yeah, good for you, girl. That ain't right, but yeah, good for you. No one ever says good for you unless they actually believe it. They will say, yeah, you got that right. He didn't even go that far to pretend that she might be right. It was like, yeah, good for you.
I'm probably like a 6, personality-wise, 10.
Oh, I'm gonna go low. I'll go 2. I don't give a fuck.
I love this guy, dude. Listen, let me just give you a fair disclaimer here. I think you picked up a pattern here. We are not blind, and we've seen that the girls seem to see themselves as very high up in the charts of looking good. Being 10s, which to me is crazy. That defines perfect, right? And there's a discrepancy between that and guys, because apparently, you know, this guy was a 6, and then the other one was even worse. He's a 2. Even though maybe realistically, he's not actually a 2. And I understand a lot of people will jump to those conclusions and jump into the comment sections and have a fucking circle jerk about how guys are better. Understand, for every video that you see of this, you know, social experiments, whatever, they do a little bit selective demographic. They will cut out the women that probably did say, you know, I'm a 6 or a 7, something low, you know, at least below 10. So don't believe these things as if it's scientific fucking evidence, okay? Now, do I believe there's gonna be a huge percentage of women that will overcompensate this sad reality that a lot of women like to put themselves below what they're really worth and do the same to other women? I believe that is a factor, yes. But I still am not a fan of fucking delusion. And here's the reality, ladies, not all, of course, but clearly there's a few that believe this shit. It's okay to not be a 10. It's okay to be mediocre. Being a 4, 5, 6, whatever, being realistic is not a bad idea. And unfortunately, I don't think it's just ladies, but people will generally believe that you gotta give yourself a high, I don't know, an unrealistically but positive, an optimistic mindset of how you look, who you are, in order for you to be worthy of breathing, you know, this green earth's fresh air, right? But self-esteem is something that a lot of people confuse it with overconfidence. You don't have to be overconfident, unrealistically confident about how you look to be okay with your body. Self-esteem, true self-esteem, is when you look yourself into the mirror and see, you know what, maybe this baldness doesn't look good, right?
Ah, what the fuck?
Johnny Sins can pull it off, I can't. Let me hide this shit. But you know what, I also don't have a big dick, I'm gonna assume. I've never seen that fella in my life, I don't know. But I know for a fact, you know what, I can use a tongue, I can be funny, so fuck it, let's crack some laughs and let's lick some sushi, okay? I'm okay with that. That is self-esteem, is understanding that even though you're not top of the chart, you're not anything worthy of being in the magazines or something, that doesn't mean that you don't have a chance. It doesn't mean that you are on the bottom of the list, that you are the worst fucking thing to walk on this earth. Being realistic with how mediocre you are doesn't mean that you are worth less than what you thought of yourself before. That's not self-esteem. Self-esteem is being okay with who you are. Overconfident or kind of an egomaniac is thinking yourself as a fucking perfect 10. That is ridiculous. I understand all of you joking with a fat girl, but honestly, none of them are a 10. Well, the one in the blue shorts, close to 10. Still not fucking perfect. My fiance is, but that's a different story.
We're 10,
We back ourselves.
realistically, like an 8. I was gonna say an 8, yeah.
So the one, oh my god. So the one that is actually realistic and says, you know what, I'm probably an 8, is the one that could be closer to a 9 than everybody else on this fucking video. It's insane. And good for her. She has a little bit of awareness, even though maybe she's selling herself short. And this is not a case of being too modest, because being too modest is also not a positive thing in the end of the day. But I would much prefer to have someone, you know, to interact with someone that doesn't think of themselves as a fucking perfect, you know, they don't need anything better. Again, I'm not against, you know, fat girls or anything like that. They can be hot to to anyone that thinks that way, right? Beauty truly is in the eye of the beholder. But don't you think that, you know, maybe if you get a few more pounds, even you think I'm slim, I could lose a few. I could think that, yeah, that's a great way to perfect myself, to make myself closer to that 10. It's not ever gonna happen, but getting close to it is pretty cool. You're gonna tell me that you're already there? What kind of development as a person will you have if you already think you're a 10? I don't like that. Even if it's not just physical, like the other guy thought of personality-wise, because he knew physically he ain't shit, right? But personality-wise, you know what? I'm a cool dude to chill with. Let's hang out. And I much prefer a person like that, a little bit more self-aware about the true limitations. I mean, even Victoria's Secret models, to a lot of people, they're not going to be a realistic 10. Okay?
Yeah, 10. Without a fucking question.
No, BMS, babe.
Broke my scale.
Broke my fucking scale.
10, 11,
I would say I'm an 8. Solid.
10.
You gotta believe in yourself.
10.
Like, if I'm being honest,
No, that's not believe. Oh my God. Stop. That's not believing yourself. That's lying to yourself. That's not healthy in any way. That's like telling your schizophrenic fucking uncle, yeah, those voices are real, uncle. They're not real. Don't tell him that.
I think I'm an 8.
10. 10.
How much would you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm 10. I'm Hispanic and I got a fat.
At least don't bring up bullshit like that. I beg. At least that. Do not. Can't say shit like that. Oh, good lord. People, love yourselves, all right? But don't fuck yourselves. That is an actually interesting thing to say. How many of them would actually, honestly, in a hypothetical situation, would fuck themselves? In the most polite way to say it, I don't know. I think most of them, I certainly wouldn't go for myself. Let's just be honest, right? So I really don't understand, how can anyone think of themselves, being that woman or men, why do they think themselves as 10s? I'll never understand that mentality. Being okay with yourself is recognizing, you know what, shit, I don't have the best tools in the shed, but somehow I can fucking pull it off. To me, that's a much bigger flex than saying you're a 10. Because bitch, you are not.